nice to meet you again, Dr. Choi. Today, I was told that you prepared to tell us about reality of medical service in Korea. Would you tell us what is the real problem of South Korea's medical service as a whole?
Episode 4: The Reality of Medical Service in Korea.
You said that you have some interesting episode to tell us concerning medical service in Korea. Would you introduce it to us?
Sure, indeed. One day, in a news report some 10 years ago, I ran into an interesting news which abruptly disappeared and dropped from the Korean internet a few days later. The news was not a big thing. It was as follows. It was a simple comparison between the income made by Korea's Seoul National University Hospital and the United States Johns Hopkins Hospital. But the Korean news was blaming that Johns Hopkins' income was 10 times greater than that of Seoul University at the same time, same year. It blamed that Seoul National University Hospital lacked the management efficiency, maybe due to very lazy and inefficient Korean doctors. But strangely enough, by statistics, Seoul National University Hospital treated 10 times more much patient than Johns Hopkins did the exact same year. Here we find something very odd and weird. As a matter of fact, the Korean hospital had 10 times more patients, but the income was only 1/10 of that of the United States hospital, which means that the medical expense for the same treatment in the United States closely exceeded an unbelievable 100 times that of Korea, literally. Evidence implying that the medical expenditure per patient in the United States was 100-fold of that of Korea. It was not right to blame the Korean hospitals, but rather they deserved admiration. How were the Korean doctors able to manage their practice under such inadequate social pressures? It is still a mystery.
How could this happen?
Well, in spite of Korea's gradual opening of the door of the world free medical trade market since 2006, Korea has a powerful market structure that no other foreign medical firms would dare challenge to compete with the native Korean hospitals. The medical charge arranged by the National Health Insurance of Korea is excessively cheap that the foreign operating hospitals are not able to balance its income. They are apt to go bust. That's why they cannot come to Korea. It's not the tariff barrier that is too high or that Korean natives dislike foreign managed hospitals. It is so surprising that Korean doctors possess the highest medical abilities despite this low medical fee status. It reflects the genius of Koreans. The United States is wondering about the failures of Medicare for the old, the Medicaid for the poor, and look at what's going on with Obamacare today. Medically, Korean citizens are getting the best medical service in the world.
Then Korean rich people must prefer being treated in hospitals inside Korea?
You mean the rich people are preferring treated in Korea, huh? Did you say prefer? Didn't I tell you in the last episode that cheaper the treatment, the more you despise the doctor? Korean rich people go abroad, the United States, for treatment. That is why the income of United States hospital treating Koreans surpassed that for the US citizens being treated in Korean hospitals, which is a sort of a trade deficit.
It seems like a miracle that Korean medical service is able to survive under such conditions.
I am too. I am also amazed how Korean doctors are managing the hospitals and private clinics. But they are tough and enduring because older doctors, age over 50, like me, like I am, I was born in the 1960s when Korea, its per capita income was around $100, just $100, and that South Korea was one of the poorest countries in the world, and we were even more poor than North Korea at that time. Per capita income grew up to $5,000 when we entered the 1990s. That my generations know what poverty is like. But in the age of per capita income exceeding 30,000, young doctors are different. They want much more. They want to earn more income. But we cannot blame them for that. They're different. Because Korean doctors' income is much less than half of that of the United States.
It seems to me that Korean doctors were withstanding with such patience. Tolerance.
Yes, it is true. But the patient, tolerance, seems to have reached its limits already. But as my own children are not doctors or attending medical schools this right moment, I'm the last doctor in my family. So I have no lingering attachment to support the doctor's opinion. I frankly don't care about it anymore.
Wow, so funny.
Thank you.